Hi, my name is Amy Swygert, and I'm Chief of Staff of Georgia State Senator Sally Harrell. And I'm here with Senator Harrell today, and it is the last week of the legislative session, so we thought we'd talk about some highlights today.
Absolutely. And Amy, I first wanted to say that, you've been with me for 7 years now, ever since my first week in the Georgia Senate. And I just want to say that having you work with me has made the difference from being able to react to what's put in front of us to be able to be proactive. So thank you.
My pleasure, and it's been an absolute journey for both of us.
Yes, it has.
So we wanted to do some reflections on the session this year, and since it's spring, we thought we'd do a rosebud thorn exercise. Okay. So we're going to start with the rose, which would be a positive thing that happened this session. What would you say that was?
So I think the thing that was best about this session was how we came together to care for our Georgia farmers after the devastation that Hurricane Helene brought. Those farmers lost $6 billion worth of revenue in one night. So we came together, Democrats, Republicans, urban legislators, rural legislators. We didn't squabble at all. We knew that that was our top priority for this session. And we were very creative in what we did. We got money to them. We got loans to them. I really think we did everything we could for those farmers.
So important to do what we can for Georgians who are really struggling.
Absolutely.
So what would you say for this 2025 legislative session had real potential, a bud?
For a couple of years now, I've been wanting to do something to protect minors from harm from digital media products. And I've put a lot of work into studying this issue, and it's a really big issue that's fraught with constitutional challenges and courts, and it's hard to know exactly what to do. But I wanted to do something. And about 3/4 of the way through session, 2 moms came to me from the district, and they had 9-year-old sons who had found these chatbots, these AI chatbots that were marketed to children because they used the character of Katniss from the Hunger Games. And so these boys were reading the Hunger Games, and so they started interacting with this chatbot, which immediately went into sexually explicit material. And like I said, these were 9-year-olds. So the moms were devastated. These kids lost their innocence early. So it's like, okay, well, what can we do? And what can we do this session to stop these chatbots, because they're popping up overnight? And there was another bill that dealt with a somewhat similar topic in AI. And so I approached the Republican author and told them what happened to these kids and asked if we could amend their bill to include criminal penalties for these people who put these chat bots up that go into sexually explicit material with minors. And the Republican was very warm to my amendment. And so that bill, House Bill 171, just has to get a vote on by the Senate and signed by the governor, and it becomes law. And if indeed that happens, then we've done one small thing to show that it's possible to take on these digital media companies and make them more responsible with minors.
So important to protect kids online with this emerging AI field.
Absolutely.
So there's so much more we could do there.
Yes.
So what would you say is the thorn from the 2025 legislative session in Georgia?
Unfortunately, there is a lot to choose from in that category. But I would say, looking at the next few days, the worst thing that could happen would be Senate Bill 36 would pass. Senate Bill 36 is what we're calling the Religious Freedom or Religious Liberty Bill. What happens when you protect one group more than another group? In this case, it's the religion that is the majority religion in this country, which is Christianity. You put other minority groups at risk. And Georgia has no anti-discrimination civil rights law. And so if this bill passes, then we will be putting minority groups at risk, whether it's people in the LGBTQ groups or minority religions like Jews and Muslims. We are putting them at risk. And I really am concerned that this bill is going to pass this year because in the past, large companies have opposed these kinds of bills, and I don't see them opposing these bills this year. So I think it's going to pass.
Yeah, unfortunately. It is the last week of session, and we still don't know what's going to happen to that bill or any other bill, so we'll have to stay tuned. But in the meantime, if you want to keep up with what happened this session or what happens in future sessions, I would encourage everyone to sign up for Senator Harrell's newsletter on sallyharrell.org. She and I collaborate on that newsletter.
We write that together.
Yes, and we get very good feedback from it. So please sign up and find out what happens.